Hey, what's up? What are you guys doing? Maybe there will be some Sakura and Inagi when I get up. Can you guys hear me, what I'm saying? So I'm training stations over here. I'm gonna get to Inagi, get something to eat. What's been going on in the video game community lately? I saw that Christian Ronaldo or something is in fucking Mark Wolves or some shit. I feel like throw loops are complained about in many games. What? Street Fighter 2, people complain about throw loops. Street Fighter 5, Street Fighter 6. I feel like, I guess maybe not Street Fighter 4. I guess you don't hear about it too much, right? Yeah, there's a new trailer. Yeah, and then you have invincible backdashes in Street Fighter 4 as well. I'm gonna go to Nagayama, and sometimes you can see Fuji from Nagayama.
The next stop is Keiyo Inagatsumi, KO36. Please change trains here for the Mountain Line. The doors on the left side will open.
Yeah, I thought I should at least do something content-wise while I'm in Japan, I guess. Nothing interesting here, just... Or well, I could... Okay, once I get off the train, I can tell you guys weird stories that have happened, I guess. What's going on, Adam Wall? What's up, Hazi Dahaka? Any bad tiramisu? No bad tiramisu, but there haven't been really too many interesting kente items this year so far. 906G, what's up? Hey bro, I apologize for running you a while back. Wasn't my place to interfere or interact with you. Last trip, the items you had were meh. Yeah, so I haven't had any last trip there was a lot of food that I was like, oh, this is bad. This trip there just hasn't been too many interesting new things right now. Just kind of regular stuff. But yeah, last trip I was like, whoa, dude, there's a lot of, like, the new stuff wasn't that good. I guess I remember those combo videos. As for the Max Hayato combo stuff, as I said for Hayato, I don't plan on doing anything for Hayato. I've already said the things I think you can do with him, but I just don't think I can physically do it. But I'll start talking a little bit more once I get off the train at my next stop. My stop is the next one. I'll get off for a little bit and then I will eat a little bit of an anime toast. I'll go to the bridge and I'll see if there's any Sakura. And then I will go to Nagayama for some Korean barbecue.
The next stop is Inagi, KO38. The doors on the left side will open.
We're in Inagi. So, Hayato stuff. No, I don't plan on doing any Hayato stuff because I've already talked about all the stuff I think you can do. But the other stuff I think you can do, like I said, it's just I physically can't do it, and I don't even know if you could do it without like a tool assisted kind of thing. But otherwise, I don't really think there's anything else to say with the character. I mean, I've shown how the character theoretically kills you off anything, solo dolo. So, I mean, what else is there to say? I mean, if I can, instantly kill you off anything, that beats everything else, I think, right? Okie dokie. This is Inagi. This is a nice, quaint little area. Oh yeah, remember if you like the videos, like, sub, comment, share, support the channel if you can. I appreciate it. Super chat, PayPal, Patreon, whatever. Thank you. Even if it's only $5, even just $5 buys me a tiramisu. So if you want, thank you very much. So I'm not going to stay in this area too long, but I do want to see. Well, I guess you can see. Maybe it looks like some Sakura over there. There was like a cold spell, and so the Sakura are a little bit late this year. But this week it's been warm again. But next week it's supposed to be pretty much rainy the whole time, I think. But I'm actually not staying for very long this time because if you've seen my videos, my health has not been good. So I actually got to get back to doing hospital stuff pretty soon here. So I can't really stay in Japan for very long this time, but whatever. Is there any nerdy event going on in Japan? Oh geez, I don't know. I don't really follow nerd stuff too much, so I don't know. I'll just show this because this is going to be my present, or my omiyage souvenir. This stuff is so good. Like, collagen in Japan tastes so good. I don't know if you guys know collagen stuff. Generally very disgusting. Generally very gross. But Japan has extremely tasty collagen. Oh, so do I have any interesting stories to say for Japan? Do you want me to go into the grocery store? Do you want to see some stuff in the grocery store? We'll go there real quick, I guess. Japan and the fruit. So, what would be a nerdy thing, I guess, in Japan? I got recognized by those Argentina guys in Japan, which was very strange. I was just leaning against the post or whatever, and this guy came up to me. He's like, "Are you Clayton?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, what? Oh my God." He's like, "I know you because of Carnal's Revenge." He's like, "You are a lot of people know you in Argentina." And so I was like, "Uh-oh," in a good way and a bad way. And he's like, "Well, a good way sometimes." But he's like, "Everyone knows you for Carnal's Revenge, though." And I was like, "Oh, God, okay." And he's with these other guys, and so we talked a little bit. This stuff is pretty tasty. I've had this. It's pretty tasty. Maybe I should try a Mont Blanc one. I don't know. But that's kind of a fun little tiramisu treat kind of thing. But anyway, so I was talking to those guys. And they didn't actually mention who they were, though, which is kind of strange because I was like, wait a second. After they left, because they didn't tell me their screen names, but we probably talked for about a half hour or something like that, just about what was going on. And so they didn't actually tell me their screen name, though, or anything, right? And then after they left, I'm like, huh, Argentina, Carno's Revenge. And then I was like, oh my God, wait a second. That one Golden Shades guy is from Argentina who helped get me banned on the Discord in Fightcade by making up all this bullshit and going along with it. Because if you recall, Carno's Revenge again, I was considered the best in the world. I stopped playing the game for what, 10 years? And then I came back and I started beating everybody under a fake name. And then they got mad and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wait a second. I wonder if that guy is actually related to that Golden Shades guy or something like that. So, oh, okay. So wait, I've talked about this in Japan. There was one time I was in Japan for a month and I was sick the entire trip. And this is what made me sick. But let me tell you, this thing tastes really, really fucking good. But that is actually, once I stopped taking that, I stopped getting sick. So something in that was making me very sick. But this is normally the one I get. Watch out for the purple one. As for getting noticed in Japan, there you go. This is something I do for protein. I get that a lot. But what was I gonna say? As for getting Japan, I've actually been noticed or stopped, I think 6 times in Japan. So pretty small world. But I also get stopped. I've showed before. Even when I was in Turkey, I got stopped before. So, you know, America, I show on my Instagram. It's pretty frequent I get stopped in America. Not for video game stuff, really, but just because people, I don't know, I'm kind of infamous, I guess, because of how I look, I guess. But yeah, no, I've been stopped in Turkey, other countries as well. But Japan, I've actually been stopped quite a bit, considering the circumstances, and you think how random it is for video game stuff. And like I said, there was that one year I actually got stopped by a guy and he's talking to me. Well, okay, this time he didn't actually stop me because he knew who I was, but he started talking to me about Dragon Ball because he plays it. And he was talking to me. I told the story before. He's like, oh my God, you know, Vegito has this one combo where with his hands where he shoots out the 5 fireballs, but it's like the hardest combo in the game because it's actually a random combo. It doesn't work all the time. And I was like, do you mean this video right here? And he's like, yeah, yeah. And I'm like, that's me. He's like, wait, this is you? And I guess that's something random that just he had never actually clicked my profile to see what I look like. So that was a pretty small world kind of thing. God's green, safe travels, safe eating, thanks. I mean, it's not weird in today's age. There's some stuff online, putting yourself out there, you're bound to bunch of people. Yeah, Carno's Revenge is, oh my God, talk about a niche game, right? Getting recognized for Carno's Revenge is definitely not something that was on my radar of things that were possible of happening. But yeah, so now it kind of makes me wonder if they were related to that Golden Shades guy or something like that. But yeah, it's pretty strange. Yeah, so I don't think the Sakura look like they're too bloomed yet, huh? It's too bad. And it's supposed to be raining next week. I want to get a anime toast. I'm gonna put my camera in my pocket. Wait a second. see. I'm getting the anime toast thing. So if you're curious, this is the kind of stuff that they have here. French toast is good. There's a lot of good bakery stuff in Japan. I always come here though because I like the anime French toast. It's actually simple but very tasty. Pocket content, yeah. Alright. This is what I'm getting. Let's see. Wait, rigged. Oh, Clayton, one more question. Did you hear about most shooter games are rigged by the developers? They grant players magnet aiming when engagement gets low. COD and Halo. Any thoughts on Street? Oh, geez, I don't know anything about Street Fighter 6 being rigged. I have no idea about that. I don't know what you're referring to. I would assume it's plausible, though, for a shooting game to have something like that exist, but I am not a shoot 'em up expert, dude, so I couldn't actually tell you. But no, I have no idea how. I don't know anything about Street Fighter 6 being rigged, but I think there are interviews of, say, developers purposely wanting a character to be good, like that kind of thing exists. Like I believe that, what was it? In Street Fighter 4, didn't they say that they purposely made Yun overpowered? They actually said that, which is pretty fucking stupid, I would say. Japanese bakeries are the best. Have you heard of the stuff that went down in the Smash? It's some sad stuff if you looked at it. You might also relate to it as well, I think. Yeah, I feel like there's some relation between hacks and Clayton too. Yeah, so somebody messaged me about that and I looked at it. So, well, I looked at it. I mean, I looked at it barely, I guess, but I guess there's a guy that's actually dead, but he was kind of outcast from the community or something. Oh, are you talking about like arcade? Well, yeah, like Street Fighter 2, yeah, the computer can cheat if that's what you mean, but yeah, I'm just in Japan for a little bit. I can't stay for long. I'm too busy with doctor stuff and I gotta go right back to the hospital pretty soon, unfortunately. So, again, if you've watched my channel, my health has been pretty bad again and things are not good. So, I actually can't stay for very long. I'm having the worst day ever. Hopefully you're having a good one, Clayton. Why are you having the worst day ever? Yeah, the whole Smash thing is messed up. They want to try to make it like they care, but they only speak about hacks after it's too late. So again, I didn't look at the whole thing, but apparently people got mad that he really disliked the Leffen guy or something, but to my knowledge, Leffen actually is a bad guy. Isn't that true? But then I read into it that some of the stuff he said about the Leffen guy was just like schizo kind of stuff. Like, again, correct me if I'm wrong. He said that Leffen purposely wore colors that he didn't like or something. That was like, there was something weird like that, which totally lost on me, but Um, Apparently he was a good player though at one time, but he had health issues, I guess. And so he made his own controller. Is that true? But I would say, again, you got to understand my situation. I do think the device or apparatus that you play on is a form of cheating. So, although I guess I can empathize with him in terms of health to a certain degree, I think that, you know, cheating is cheating. If you're playing on an apparatus that makes things not possible or possible that are normally not possible, that's cheating. So, how did you break your keyboard by accident? And you spilled your spaghetti to a cute girl. What happened? Psycho Chronic, hello Clayton. You mean like modern mode? No, I thought you were talking about like Street Fighter 2, how people cheat or something. Hacks made his controller underpowered and it was cheaper than a pro controller. People stole it and made it overpowered. What's up, Psycho Rarity? Again, the controller situation, I'm not sure what to say because, again, although I can empathize with somebody having hand problems, I mean, I think you probably need to play on controllers that are actually, not allowing stuff that normally is not possible or something. Again, I'm not super well versed on it, but again, to my knowledge, Leffen is a bad person from what I've heard. Like, I can't say I've ever heard anything good about him, so I'm not really sure what to say. But I guess, like I said, apparently he went like kind of crazy with it, thinking that people wore colors or something. I don't know. That just seems bizarre to me, but was cleaning my setup and eating an eater. My eater sleep, what? I want to water down my riser today, and the cute girl isn't interested in being romantic and hasn't been interested in talking. That's too bad. My anime toast. His story is also kind of a case of video game addiction taking its toll, but the community was basically power tripped on banning him even after he showed improvement in what they asked him to do. Yeah, I've never heard anything good about the guy except being good on Smash. Yeah, for sure, video games are an addiction, that's for true. That's why I try to keep the video game community at a arm's distance. Maybe even those Argentina guys that I talked about, and who knows, maybe they are related to that Golden Shades guy, but they were commenting that I was like bigger and more muscly than they thought I was going to be. But I mean, that can kind of be, I've had those experiences before, and that's just me assuming, or if I were to assume the perspective that they are people that actually don't like me, but then they saw me and were, I mean, I've told the story before. Sometimes people are kind of surprised when they meet me in real life that I'm like bigger than they thought I was gonna be. And that's not like that I'm big, but I'm not like small, I guess, right? Like some people think that, oh man, well, especially before more people knew how I looked. Like when I was first winning all those tournaments when I was younger, let's say, like they thought I was gonna be like super nerdy or something, and they're like, "Oh, you're kind of like a pretty boy kind of looking dude, right? And you have like muscle." But oh well. So I don't know. Just saying that it's potentially possible those guys were like, "Oh shit, he's like bigger than us," so now we're afraid to actually talk the shit that we talk shit online about him or something. I don't know, but who knows? Maybe there were guys that actually liked me, but like I said, there was a bit of a strange interaction. Yeah. By looking at it from a social lens, the situation is really messed up, and it's understandable if people are mad at the parts of the community that contribute to his mental health demise. Yeah, so I mean, oh yeah, so again, the crazy thing is apparently he jumped in front of a train or something, and he fucked up his leg. I mean, Jesus Christ, that shows video games have taken the toll on you. I don't know what that's about. I will say it seems. Oh, so the Leffen guy said that he didn't feel safe because of the hacks guy, right? And that's why they banned him from tournaments or something. Like, that seems strange because you have people in the, say, 2D community who talk about killing people and they're allowed at tournaments. So that seems very strange if you think about it from that perspective, right? Like, how do you have like Guilty Gear players and all these other players that talk about killing people and they're allowed at tournaments? So I don't know. That's pretty weird. Jasper Spicero. What's up, Clayton? You're the best. Keep doing your thing. Thanks. I appreciate it, dude. Leffen lives in Europe, too. Oops. Oh my god, dude. I'm shedding so much hair all over from fucking constantly getting COVID over and over again. Jesus. The Melee communities are terrible. Yeah, I don't know much about it, but it doesn't sound like a very positive community. Yeah, the guy's entire life and career was he put himself in a dark place by drinking, and the community strung him along like he could get unbanned, but never did, so he got super depressed. Discussing these things with that song in the background makes it sound creepy. Well, I think it is creepy. I mean, I think the video game community is pretty creepy with the stuff that it does. I mean, certainly his story sounds pretty morbid. And so, sounds like so he actually died because of he had the drinking problem then or something? Or what video game community is good? Well, I always say that I feel like competitive video games, once you get competitive in a community, that's when, egos are involved. Because then it's no longer like a single player game. But that's why I think, even speed running, I saw, oh God, I don't know if it's still there, but I had found out a few years ago that some of the Mega Man speed runs that have world record holders that are actually not the world record holder because there's some world record holders that they don't like, I guess, apparently. And so they won't put them on the world record, which is insane to me. But that just shows that, speed running, Mega Man is normally just a you versus the computer stuff, but once actually there's like speed running or something, then, it becomes competitive, so people will start to hate each other and lie, whatever it might be. He had long-term insomnia as well. He would never hurt a fly, though he was a cool, safe space thing was BS. He was banned for profit. He died from complications of all losing his leg to the train, being depressed, his immune system shut down. Also, the most two-faced, too little, too late these things Tails did was finally removing his... Did they do that? Did they say he's not banned anymore after he died? That's retarded. I mean, I'm sure, Jesus Christ, I'm sure if I ever, actually, I don't know. I wonder what would happen. Like I said, I'm not staying in Japan long this time because I'm just so sick all the time, dude. Like, so I gotta go right back to the hospital because, dude, if you saw that recent video, I don't know, dude, just things have been really bad this past year, and I gotta. The medicine they've been giving me is just, it's not working. I'm having all these side effects, and I think maybe I'm bleeding internally because they're not sure why I'm losing so much ferritin. And I can't stop getting sick. Like, I have no immune system anymore. And my spleen, right before, if you could still see it, just a little bit. I guess you can't see it on my arm too much. I was gonna say, I was wondering if you could still see the porthole in my arm, because I was in the ER before I even left for Japan. But they were like checking out my heart, but I guess it's just my spleen is growing bigger and bigger from all these infections, and it's like pressing against some nerves, and it's excuse me, but yeah, sometimes I wonder what would happen to me if I die, if the community would like finally like give me credit for all the stuff I've done. But then at the same time I kind of feel like that would maybe that would make the community look even worse then, because then it would be like, wow, you like hid with this guy did more than everyone else in the history of fighting games, and you just hid it for like 20 years. I'm sure that would actually look pretty bad for like sponsors, so maybe they wouldn't even like comment on it or something. Makes me so mad people only show support when they can't even see anymore. It's so fake, tragic. Those posts aren't for him. Yeah, their own consciousness, I believe that. Played Melee for almost 10 years, and when I used to play with him at tournaments, I played Melee for almost 10 years, and used to play with him at tournaments sometimes when I lived in New York. Maybe we can make a documentary about you after I die. Don't do me dirty. When I die, don't make me look good when I die. Look at the little drink of that. Here we are. Let's go back. Do you think you're going to die, Ruth? It will be. Oh, jeez. Well, I mean, God, my doctors told me they were giving me my will, what, like 20 years ago? I'm still alive, but things are, not good. It's been a very bad year. What's been going on the past year? I got just a weird health problems. I got bit by that spider or something, which I showed, and it like caused my skin to shed. I don't remember if I posted that on Instagram or if that was like a YouTube thing I posted, but oh my God, I got rashes all over my body. My skin shed at the beginning of the year. And then I got COVID multiple times and was in the hospital, which even my doctors were like, oh man, you got COVID, so don't worry, you should be okay at least for a couple months. And then got COVID again and again. It's just, oh my God, over and over, dude. And so that's one of the reasons. So then I got long COVID again for the second time. So I've had COVID 5 or 6 times now, and then I got long COVID twice, and that's one of the reasons I decided to do the TRT. But the TRT has been going bad because I also have this thing, APS, which I'm at cancer doctors for, and so, just my blood is not. I guess there's a rare chance that TRT can fuck up your blood, and I already have fucked up blood from doing cancer APS stuff, so. Maybe that's why I was prone to it, but my ferritin's dropping, so that's not good. And I had the worst cluster headache period I've had in many years. Just it's been so bad. My spleen's enlarged again, and I don't know. It's not good. I feel very unwell, but So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I gotta go back to America. They're gonna do a capsule study, make sure I'm not like bleeding somewhere internally to explain me losing blood. And then I think I'm gonna stop the TRT. That's just because, I mean, I do get some benefits, but not the kind of benefits I wanted, and it's just too hard. My hormones are so fucked up. You know, the radiation is making things like not convert well. It just is not good. So, whatever. Thoughts on Ronaldo and Fatal Fury? I think it's absolutely retarded. I hope you improve so Clayton. You're cool and a nice person, man, book. Thanks, dude. Ever looked to grind Marvel's Capcom 2? Would like to see you beat Ramito's ass in the game. Yeah, that dude is, wow, that dude is very pathetic. I cannot, like, how do you, like, he's supposed to be a community leader in the game, and the guy spreads lies about the game. Like, I've never said that I played Marvel 2. All I do is tech videos. The guy used to comment on my tech videos, which is even more ridiculous. I want you to remember that. The guy used to comment on my tech videos and acts like he doesn't watch my videos. He forgot to delete all his comments, which showed that. He posts fake combos himself. He posts these fake rollable combos, and he didn't know that OTG, or he didn't know you could roll OTG combos. He is a fucking idiot, dude. And he's supposed to be a community leader. Like, he should feel lucky that I don't play the game, because that would be, imagine if I actually practiced the game to actually play it, and I did the Hayato tech to like beat him or something. That would just be insane, dude. But like, even other people have messaged me. Like, I know some MVZ2 players. Like, even I've talked to Video about him, and Video's like, he's just being weird. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. He's just like, what is this guy's problem, dude? Like, oh my god, whatever. That's life, I guess. What are you gonna do, right? Can you please do more story time on YouTube videos? I do story time. This is kind of story time, right? Depends what kind of story times you want. You want girl stories? Oh god, there's this really cute girl, but she's kind of like a gang leader's girl, and she wanted to do it, and I was like, oh, she was like snuggling up close to me multiple times a couple nights ago, and I wanted to do it, but I know she goes out with one of the leaders, and I was like, I want to do it, but I shouldn't. But she's very adorable, and man, she was, oh my god, when she was wasted, she really wanted it. And then one of the other guys came up to me, and he gave me that look. He's like, don't do it, dude, don't do it. But yeah, I don't know, probably not a good thing to do that, but she's very cute, and I wanted to. I still want to, but I don't know if I need that kind of drama in my life. Pichu's here. Pichu's right there. Phone's about to die. Good night, y'all. Take care. I'm a huge Clayton and serious about a documentary someday. Well, maybe Technicals will do a video. I've sent Technicals stuff when he asked, but it sounded like it's just so much he wouldn't even know where to start, apparently. I mean, even when I did that interview with the Mike Hollow guy, I mean, we didn't even get into all the Guilty Gear stuff, right? I mean, there's just so much shit I could talk about, and, you know, but... Clayton, I just want to say that 5 years ago, you kept me sane while I locked up the pandemic. People were dying left and right here in New York, and it was like a war zone. How did I keep you sane? What was going on? But thank you. Let me go put this away. And I'm going to walk down the bridge, and I'll try to show you guys that. And then I'm going to get some Korean barbecue. Got yourself some of this Okay, I'll try to go down here, although you can already see it looks like so. Unfortunately, because it was colder for a while, and also I don't know if you can see there's like a haze. Apparently they're saying that there's some kind of like sand from China coming in and fucking up things. Yeah, this is crazy, see? This is unfortunate. So the Sakura are a little bit, late this year. I'll just go down here. It doesn't look like there's going to be anything, but we'll go down there. Excuse me, just to show it. I think I have everything, right? Tell a story about your first time. I'm actually really curious. I'm not trying to be a weirdo. My first time having sex, it wasn't good. There's no good story. I just did it to get it over with. But okay, so here's another weird story. I haven't told this on YouTube yet. Here's a very small thing. So I've told this story before that I'm friends with that famous transgender person from South America, right? Here's a crazy story. So we're in Shinjuku, was it a few nights ago or whatever, and I meet this Spanish transgender person, and she's with her people, right? Femboy kind of thing, right? And we're talking about her OnlyFans, and then I was talking about, oh yeah, I also know that famous transgender person, blah 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 blah, and they're like, you know her? We know her. I'm not joking, dude. And I'm like, oh my god, that is a fucking small world thing. And then after I got done talking to them, my friend was like, is that the femboy? And I was like, yeah. He's like, oh god, this winter I was with them, but I didn't know that they were a guy at first, and we were making out, and then I put my hand down there and I felt the boner, and I was like, oh shit. So, and I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, dude, and I'm like, how did you not tell me this story? And he's like, well, it's a story I'm not proud of. And he's like, oh god, I thought they were gone. And I don't know, that's a story I haven't told on YouTube yet, but I thought that was funny, because I was just like, how do you not tell your friend that you were making out with this like OnlyFans girl, and then you didn't realize she was actually a guy until you like grabbed her dick, basically. So, but he's like, yeah, well, I'm embarrassed by it, so I didn't say anything. So anyway, the Mike Hollow stream was good, but they're really I can't, so much to talk about. It's crazy. So many less. Yeah, I mean, there's so much stuff I could talk about, so I didn't even get to everything. But so yeah, I'm sure there's not going to be any Sakura. That's too bad. I mean, geez, the Sakura are so late that I'm actually gonna miss it. So like I said, I'm not staying for super long because of health reasons. But yeah, he found out. Ooh, there you go. Found out the hard way. There you go. Very clever. I see what you did there. But yeah, no, I just couldn't believe that they actually knew who I was talking about. They're like, oh my god, we know her too. She's like famous. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, you really know her? And then I like took out my phone and I showed her number, and I'm like, oh shit, you are friends with her. And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, we met because both our pictures were stolen on the internet. So that is another very small world story for Japan. But yeah, we were talking about their OnlyFans, which is kind of funny because so she apparently makes very good money because she supports her life in Japan. So she moved to Japan now, and then the boyfriend is like the stunt cock, I guess. And then the other guy there is, he's like the chatter. So he just answers the messages because, once you have that many people on OnlyFans, you don't actually answer your own messages, So, there's a few Sakura coming up. Okay. We got a few, right? So this is a nice area, right? Did he know she was transgender? She didn't tell him? God, I don't I don't ask about, the details of that stuff. It seems kind of like rude, so I don't ask about surgery kind of stuff like that myself. I don't know. Yo, what's up, Clayton, in real life swimmer Nick? What's going on, Nick? We're talking about the story of how our mutual friend was making out with somebody and then he felt the dick and didn't realize it was actually a guy. One second. Are we live? Yeah, so that was that story. I was just telling them a little bit about that. See, actually, we do have some Sakura there. Okay. That's not too bad. Luxury travels, you will be reported to the authorities. What is that? Oh, it's going left. Who is reported to the authorities? Okay, those are nice, right? Oh, actually, yeah, there is some nice ones, actually. Look at that. But the most important thing was she good looking. One time in a week before Christmas, a trans person that was very feminine had come to visit with their... Sorry, my phone is cracked, Mom. But basically, I don't do steroids. What are you talking about? How do you cycle steroids? I don't do steroids. But basically, to make the short story, my brother got tricked into thinking they were a girl. Oh, I told the Discord your live might get some trolls. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I don't do steroids, so sorry to disappoint you. This is nice. Time out 1 second. I want to post. I want to take a little picture of this on Instagram, so the camera's gonna go off. 1 second. I'll be back. Time out. Sorry. Just wanted to take some pictures of this. The weight. Yeah, sorry, no, the weight. Yeah, sorry, no, I just can't have two cameras open at one time. So I just want to take some pictures for myself. Do I have any other stories? Like, I don't really have any interesting stories to say from this trip specifically. Is there anything else? Jeez, I don't know. Is there anything else? Jeez, I don't know. Not that I can really think of. Not that I can really think of. Alright, I'm not going to go down the whole thing, but this area might be better. Maybe I can come back in a few days or something. Maybe it'll be like in full bloom or something, but this is a pretty nice little thing, I think, right? I didn't fall for it so easy because they acted a bit too feminine. Is that a thing that you think is a is that a thing that you think is a thing based on your interactions, Clay? I feel like it is, and I'm not trying to be a bigot. Wait, what? That transgender people act more feminine? I'm not sure. I guess it depends. I mean, I've met transgender people that are feminine. I've met transgender people that are not feminine, right? So I suppose it depends. Have I ever gotten into a fight at school? Not like a real fight. I've had people try to fight me and then I just put them like in a headlock and they gave up. So not like a real fight, you know. Oh, actually, okay. Speaking of a fight, I'll tell you a funny story after 1 second. Let me, again, give me like 10 seconds while I take a picture of this with my other camera. Sorry. Okay, sorry about that again. But, okay, so here's kind of a funny thing. There's a fight 2 days ago, which I gotta say, like, there hasn't been as many fights as there was last time, which is nice because last time there was like more fights, and I don't want to see people like getting hurt or anything like that. So this time it's more just drunk people having fun, which is nice. But there's these like two dudes fighting, right? And apparently the reason for the fight was, and this sounds silly, is that the guy was just like, "Do you think this girl is cute?" And he's like, "No." And he's like, "Say she's cute." And he's like, "I don't think she's cute." And they got into like a big fight. So that was pretty fucking weird. But thankfully, besides that, I haven't really seen any fights. So that's nice because, again, last time was, I don't know. I don't want to see people like fighting and actually legitimately getting hurt. Most friends I meet in real don't pass at all. Not all folks, but off the vibe they give off. Well, the ones I mean to pass. Well, the girl I was talking to, so, I mean, her voice wasn't, if we're talking about like passing, her voice wasn't like bad. She had like a girl kind of voice, right? If that makes sense. That sounds weird, but it's not like America where, you got some person that like literally that comes out, they like have a beard and they don't even like try, so to speak. I'm just wondering, do a lot of guys call girls cute in Japan instead of attractive or sexy? I'm noticing there's a lot of yeah, I mean, I guess I suppose I haven't thought of it. I call girls cute, right? And then I suppose I did say a girl was sexy before, and she said that's the first time anyone ever told her that. Excuse me. Alrighty, I'm going to Nagayama now and eat some Korean barbecue after my anime. No, I don't own any pets. There's no point of having a pet when I'm as sick as I am. I have a hard enough time keeping care of myself. Taking care of myself. Clayton, you handsome devil, what do you think about Venom and the rank changes coming in Strive? I have no idea. What is the rank change of the Strive? What's that? As for Venom, I don't know, did they have 2 trailers? I don't know, did they actually do the gameplay trailer of him? I know he's coming out, but I don't know, did they actually have like the gameplay stuff or something? Is it easy to get girls in Japan? I don't know. I guess it depends on how much English you speak. I mean, depends on, do you want to pay for it? I mean, it depends on what you're doing. Are you just like picking up girls randomly? I mean, I've picked up girls randomly in the middle of the day, but if you're just trying to get laid, I mean, yeah, there's places you can just go to get laid, I guess. Which, speaking of that, I've told that story before, which is, God, dude. I think I told that in the YouTube thing. Last time I was here, there's this guy trying to spread this rumor that I was a cop to get everybody to hate me. So I was trying to talk to other people about it, and because then I heard one of my friends actually threatened him about it, and he changed his story to, no, I didn't say it, a girl said it, which makes no sense because, I mean, the other girls had told me that he was going around trying to tell people that I was a cop.
Then I heard he changed the story to, oh no, I didn't tell everybody you're a cop. I just said, I think you might be a cop to everybody. Then I guess he changed the story to recently, again, I just heard last night that he never talked about me. Then there was a Korean guy a few days ago, maybe it was a week ago, came up to me, said he was just smoking with him, and he was talking about me being a cop. And it's just like, dude, it was so fucking weird. So anyway, I actually went to some of the Japanese guys, and I tried to talk to them about it, and there's some girls around. And they were like, even if the girls thought you were a cop, like, you're the best looking guy here, any girl would fuck you even if they thought you were a cop. Basically. And then like some of the girls chimed in and they're like, yeah, you're the best looking guy I've ever seen. They're like, you're like from another world or some shit like that. And I was like, no, I mean, so they were glazing me up, right? But it still pisses me off though, because I do know there are definitely girls that just were talking to me and then just completely stopped talking to me because they thought that I was a cop. How's the weather? Weather's pretty nice right now, but it's I think there's only one more nice day, and then it's like a week of like cloudy and rain, I think so. But weather right now is pretty warm. You need a selfie stick? Yeah. I need a new phone, period. This phone is cracked, but I don't know, it's a lot of money to buy a new phone, so. Where am I in Japan? I'm in Tokyo, but that's the thing you got to remember. So this is Inagi, but the thing is you got to remember when people say Tokyo, if you've never been to Japan before and you hear Tokyo, you probably just think of, say, Shibuya, Shinjuku, Harajuku, Ikebukuro, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But Tokyo is actually like very big. You can go like an hour each way and you're still technically in Tokyo. So I don't normally do city stuff during the day. Like I like these kind of like peaceful areas during the day. Just kind of enjoy the change of pace from being in the hospital all the time, and do something simple. And then, going back to wherever I'm staying, rest a while, and then I'll go out at night to like the city. But this is technically Tokyo, right? So if you've never been to Japan and you hear people say Tokyo, you might be surprised that Tokyo doesn't just mean Shinjuku or Harajuku or Shibuya or Ikebukuro or, whatever, dude. Like, Tokyo is actually, like, big. Well, quotation marks big. They are actually adding ranked with points highest rank like Street Fighter 6. They are adding frame data, improving training mode. Is there not frame data in Guilty Gear Strive? I don't remember. I haven't put in Guilty Gear Strive since, man, I don't even fucking remember, dude. Don't even remember. Save hell yeah, what a surprise seeing this pop up. What's up? Let's see, load off. Got some Korean barbecue. Oh, I finish high school in May. Do you have any advice for me? I plan on going to college to be a social worker to work with foster kids. Do you have any advice at all? Oh boy, you don't want advice from me. Look at how my life turned out. I'm not a good person to ask for advice. I've said this. I can die a very morally comfortable person. Even I said, when my doctors were telling me I was going to die, giving my will, that kind of stuff, I never had to call anybody to apologize. And if anything, that probably makes me seem kind of boring. It's probably kind of boring to be able to say that your doctors told you were going to die one time and that you never had to call anybody to be like, damn, I'm sorry for doing that, dude. I never had a life like that. So, but at the same time, look at the position I am in my life. I don't have a lot of money. I live frugally. You might be like, how are you in Japan? I do travel credit cards. Travel credit cards pay for a lot of stuff. But then once I'm here, I live frugally. If you see what I do back in America, I live frugally. I'm in and out of the hospital all the time. So my life advice is not good, right? I mean, look at again, you could always say, I mean, you can legitimately say that I've done stuff in video games that no one else in the entire world has ever done before. But what do I have to show for it? I don't have anything to show for it. So I'm not a good person to actually ask for advice. But I appreciate you thinking that my advice is worth something to you. What's good, Clayton? I blame Andre. Not much. Gonna go get some Korean barbecue. Do I still listen to SSH nowadays? Yeah. He hasn't done too much stuff. I thought he did there was something that came out maybe about a year ago or something, but he hasn't done a lot of stuff for a lot of years now. I thought I was reading on his blog that he was like went into like a deep depression and stopped doing music. And so I thought I'd heard some new music he did about a year ago, but it didn't do anything for me the little bit that I heard of. But certainly I like a lot of the other music that he's done before, years ago. I know you talk about how you understand how games work just by watching them as intuition. I think it's again, it's a product of playing video games as a kid. Playing different kinds of video games, so you can always look at something from a different perspective. And then probably there's also a little bit of I was sort of at that magic time where I was back in the day for games like Street Fighter 2, they were so big that you didn't get to play unless you were winning, so you had to watch people play a lot of the time as a kid. And then if you lose one match, you don't get to play. So got to go back to watching. So that probably taught me how to be able to watch people and watch the way that games work and everything like that. And then of course, surgery on my hands and all that kind of stuff. I can't play like that in the first place, so I have to be able to teach myself how to look at games. Wakabadai, wakabadai. It's all good. Have a good sleep and a good time at school.
左側です。The next stop is Wakawatare. KO39.
Not much. I'm about to go get some Korean barbecue. What about you? I very, very rarely draw, unfortunately. My hands have been really bad for a while now. I know I told the story on my Instagram, YouTube. Well, I guess I probably told it on Instagram too, but I've actually dislocated a nerve in my arm. And so my hands have been really fucked up and not good. And I got tendinosis now, not even just tendinitis, but tendinosis. My tendons are degenerating, so it's not been good. And what are you drawing? Yeah, I'm not happy about it. Doctors have talked about doing more surgery, but I don't want to have any more surgery. I'm tired of surgery stuff. And I did some more shots for it last year, but they went really bad. And that's why they did another scan to see why the shots went so bad. And they're like, "Oh, geez, you just have straight up tendinosis." And I didn't even realize you could dislocate your nerves. But I guess you can actually dislocate your nerves, which I didn't know was a thing. So besides that, and I got the pinched nerve in my neck that goes down my hands. So I'm supposed to go try to do some more shots again once I get back to America. So yeah, no, my hands have been pretty weak. So even stuff like TRT, for the TRT, I do feel a little bit more energy considering the health situations, how bad everything has been. But that doesn't do anything. TRT doesn't do anything for pain. I'm not sure what I'm going to do tomorrow. Yo, Clayton, how was the tiramisu? Tiramisu is always good. I'm actually thinking about what kind of tiramisu I want to get with your donation. There's a big tiramisu that I'm actually tempted to try. I'm tempted to try the tiramisu roll. That's actually what I'm thinking about doing with it. But thank you for supporting the channel, Bald Lesbian. I see it with your name.
I actually want to eat a tiramisu. I like tiramisu. Again, I was hoping there'd be some fun gente items this year, but I haven't really seen any fun gente items this year so far. But the tiramisu I've had has been good. I mean, I just wish there'd be like the one year that they had little baby tiramisu pancakes. Oh my god! And then the other year they had this like tiramisu that had like little coffee beans on it to give it like a little bit of texture. It was very fun. Like the gente tiramisu stuff this year so far has just been, it's good. I like the dessert, so it's good, but it hasn't been anything like, wow. You know what I mean? My Japanese addiction is country ma'am cookies. Country ma'am cookies. I'm not sure what that is. I'm not in Japan for long because, again, if you've seen my YouTube and everything else, my health has been in a not good spot right now. And I basically was in the ER actually the day before I left for Japan. And right when I get back, I got to go back to doing doctor stuff. So unfortunately, I am not in Japan for very long, but it's still nice for a change of scenery, something else to do. So I'm not here for too much longer, actually. You can get them at any convenience store and find them. Oh, Daily Yamazaki. So Daily Yamazaki, oh boy. I think there's a Daily Yamazaki in Shibuya, right? But Daily Yamazaki is like the least seen one, I feel like. So it's obviously like 7-Eleven, Family Mart, Lawson. And then after that, it's a big step down. And it's like, then like Mini Stop. Then after Mini Stop, it's a News Daily. Is that what it is? I can't even remember. Nick is in the chat, so Nick might remember. Is it News Daily? And then after News Daily, then it's like Daily Yamazaki, I feel like. Yeah, I think Daily Yamazaki. I think there's one in Shibuya, right? I love Daily Yamazaki. There's always some good sweets there. Yeah, I haven't really been to Shibuya yet. Shibuya right now has a bunch of construction, even if you want to get off the exit or the train station. So I've only been to Shibuya like once so far this trip. Wish I lived in your state in America. I could actually help with you getting your health right. Oh, my health is, like I said, not normal, dude. I am not like a normal kind of person, right? Again, like, this isn't to talk shit about anybody, but you gotta remember, it's not like something like I had cancer or something like that, and then cancer is gone or something like that, and you're totally healthy after that. You gotta remember, all this stuff that I did, like, I have like permanent like radiation side effects and all this kind of stuff after that. So it's not like it's not like, oh, everything's gone, you're good. Like, all this radiation has like permanently fucked me up. I think the way the TRT has been going even proves that, because even on TRT, look at my sex hormone binding goblet. It's not really getting better. The free T is still fucked up. Now I'm not making estrogen. It's just been it's not like a good situation. And I can't stop getting sick all the time. Spleens getting bigger and bigger. It's been fucking terrible. And at this point too, you gotta remember, I'm just getting older and older. Right? I mean, It is very hard to fake not being sick nowadays. Like, I feel like, I mean, sometimes I like went back recently and I looked at pictures of me before I got long COVID, and I feel like it's extremely noticeable. I feel like I've aged like 10 years the past few years. It has really taken a lot out of me. Hey, cold hands. Hey, Clayton, nice to catch your stream. Hope all is well. Thanks, I appreciate it. I know, but I would still try. The doctor should give you... Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, I certainly wish nothing but the worst on all my doctors. And then, of course, it always sucks because whenever, I talk to my doctors, they're always like, oh, well, it's just a coincidence that you developed all these autoimmune diseases after it. And it's like, you're probably going to get them anyway. And it's like, dude, like, and I've showed my health record on my, YouTube. How many times? It's like, my health record is like extraordinary. It is like extraordinary how many things I have tested positive for. It is like not normal whatsoever, dude, But what are you gonna do? Yeah, I'm certainly, I'm not horny about my doctors, that's for sure. Yeah, it's actually pretty warm, dude. So I think it's gonna get pretty cold. I think tomorrow is the last kind of warm day. And about a week of coldness. But hopefully, like I said, some good Sakura pictures coming up. I don't know. I think, again, my story, it just shows that be the best person that you can be while you can be, because, again, I've said many times before, I would not have the body I have now if I was doing the stuff that I do. And so, muscle memory is a thing, right? But I'm just saying, like, I work out so little for how much muscle that I have, basically, you could say, right? But it's just that, I just basically try to maintain. And, I'm not even at my most buffest. Like, my most buff was that, it was about those 2 years, whatever, around that time, when all my pictures were being stolen right after, around the time of Pokemon Go, because I said before, my health got really bad. I had about 4 months where I couldn't walk on and off, and people were taking care of me, and health was getting really... Let's just cross here, because I can see that guy wants to cross. It was about 4 months where people were taking care of me on and off again. Health was really bad. And that was a perfect storm, so to speak, for my body, because it helped, maybe help me heal, I guess, so to speak. And then I just started walking again. Then Pokemon Go came out. I was walking even more and more. And that made me, I was like very ripped, right? So that was really the best, health. That was the best, maybe aesthetically. That was the best aesthetically, perhaps, I ever looked. I guess you could say, of course, it's the best aesthetically I ever looked. My pictures were stolen all over the world. But again, nothing, I don't have anything to say for it, though. It's not like I've actually become famous, but, whatever. All right, the Sakuras, no, they've been late. So, they'll probably, I don't know if Nick is still in the chat. They'll probably be another, week or something like that. But then it's supposed to get cold, so I'm not sure. But no, they are actually starting to bloom now. They say abs are made in the kitchen, not in the gym. Yeah, for sure diet helps, and workouts do help too, right? So for sure I was okay, so that could be another thing then too. So I guess that we're just for saying, in the gym though. So when my abs were really ripped again, you got to remember, so one of the things I could do when I couldn't really walk is I was doing planks up the butthole, right? So I was planking all the time, So, because when I couldn't walk, I would do a lot of push-ups and a lot of planks. And so for sure, I mean, that probably helped, you know, in terms of my abs. So, I mean, yeah. I wish I was that buff again, or that ripped again, but I just physically, it's very hard to, I just don't have the energy to do it. Again, at this point, I'm just getting older, right? Like I said, it's not like TRT is help me not be sick or something. If anything, like I said, I'm kind of thinking about stopping once I get back to America, but I got to do that test to make sure it's not that I'm just bleeding internally, and that's why I'm losing blood right now. So I got to go do that when I get back to see if, just on the off chance that that's one of the problems. But then even that doesn't really explain the hormone stuff, you know, because I'm just not converting estrogen correctly, and sex hormone binding goblin is still fucked up, and just it's terrible. Honestly, I just need to eat clean and I'll be all right. But I do see some doctors. Yeah. So I've never been someone that is like a big junk food eater. So, and plus I don't have a lot of money. So, for me personally, eating junk food has never really been a big problem. Because I mean, I just don't eat a lot of candy. Like when I'm in Japan, I have like little baby tiramisus or something like that, but I've never been like a big candy kind of guy in the first place. And when you don't have a lot of money, you gotta eat more properly anyway, I feel like. So can't see it again. Let's see. I don't know if you can see it. On a clear day, like I said before, you can actually see Mount Fuji from this. Oh, jeez. That lady just started. Okay, so if you don't know, people do jaywalk in Japan, and she just started jaywalking in front of the. Okay, well. Anyway, what was I saying? You can see Mount Fuji from over there on a clear day. Sadly, again, there's this like some kind of Chinese sand or something, I guess, going on. Onyx Loves. Hi, Clay. What's up? Yeah, I'm trying to get my mom off candy, but she hasn't excuses. There you go. Love the Sakura. Right. Get there a little bit. Oh, it's so cute. It's so cute. What players did you look up to when you were competing in Guilty Gear? God, I feel like I think, again, the most interesting thing I can say about Guilty Gear is, I said before, Guilty Gear became popular when you could see the Street Fighter in Guilty Gear. And look at Daigo. Daigo played Guilty Gear, and he was, you know, one of the better players in it. And I think that is and you know, maybe people can't think about video games that deep, but if you think about Daigo, right, you think about Street Fighter. You think about, oh, you know, something like a Dragon Punch throw mix-up has such a huge influence on the match, right? And then look at Daigo. To make that sort of traditional, that sort of foundational, you know, idea of what Street Fighter is and of what makes a Fireball Dragon Punch character powerful, or something that helps them be powerful, right? You know, doing mix up between throw and a Dragon Punch. But to make that work in Guilty Gear, you have to use the system of Guilty Gear. So Soul was a great character that could teach you how Guilty Gear could be played. And for Soul to be effective, you had to use these sort of Street Fighter sort of like, you know, this Street Fighter mindset as well, right? So you could say that I think Daigo helped Guilty Gear get popular, right? And it's good that, so I've said so many times before, you need a character in a game that helps you learn the game, be in the competitive narrative of the game, right? Because in early Guilty Gears, if you just see Johnny doing a miss trap, you know, maybe someone's like, well, why can't they block the miss? Or why can't they block the? Oh, that's because they did the miss. And they're like, oh, well, why can you not tech the slash or whatever? It's like, oh, he got hit by a coin. That's probably too complicated for somebody. Just like, oh, FDC Infinite with Jam or something like that. That's too complicated for someone that doesn't know anything about the game. But in Guilty Gear XX, once Soul became popular, everybody understands Dragon Punch Invincible. Oh, Dragon Punch, or am I going to throw? Oh, that's like Street Fighter 2. But to make it effective, you have to actually use the system of Guilty Gear. So stuff like Roman canceling, all this kind of stuff, right? And so that's why I always say that, Daigo and Soul and Guilty Gear XX is such a perfect storm for the game to finally become popular, because Soul was not in the competitive narrative. Soul was not in the competitive narrative of Guilty Gear before that. But so then you have a character that is easily digestible for the masses. And exactly why a game like Super Turbo is such a great game, because Super Turbo, every kind of like fighting style or character can be competitive, generally speaking. Every character, of course, there's some characters that are worse than others and some characters that are better, but every character has been proven that they can win at the highest level. And everything that makes certain characters good is easily digestible. It's not hard to understand. And that's why Super Turbo is such an amazing game that you can say 30 years later, you can watch a match of Super Turbo and you're like, wow, every playstyle is effective and it's not overly complicated. Whereas again, in older Guilty Gears, you can't easily explain to someone that doesn't know anything about Guilty Gear why Johnny is effective, why Melia is effective, why Jam is effective. But once you saw that Soul was effective in Guilty Gear, Soul is an easily digestible character for anybody to understand why he is effective. And he also helps you learn the game because of how he plays. Anyway, that's a very thing. Is what happened to Hex the same thing that happened to you? Not exactly, no. But I've seen some people talking about that. Hey Clayton, not time, but do you like Abercrombie and Fitch Fierce? I don't wear it, but I do know girls like the smell, if that's what you're talking about. Man, I love Guilty Gear, at least the old games. Guilty Gear X was the first Guilty Gear game, and my main was Kai. It blows my mind when people are so quick to say the old school fighters are unbossed and just don't agree. Yes, like I said, well, you know what, I've said this before. The community has had many chances to expose me throughout the years. If there was someone that could actually talk about video games better than me, you can be sure that they would have exposed me by now, right? So people can't have intelligent conversations about games, and you can be sure people sure would love to cancel me, but the only thing they do is they just try to hide it because they can't, keep up with everything that I've done in games. They can't have an intelligent conversation about a game. Any of that shit. And when you hear people talk about games, the stuff they say doesn't hold up to any scrutiny. So never thought of Soul being the main reason for the popular, but it definitely makes sense. Yeah, I mean, you can watch my videos about how I named it. There's multiple videos about how the dust loop saved Guilty Gear, and it's totally true because Guilty Gear was just a niche game. Guilty Gear was a niche game, but then Guilty Gear XX happened, and guess what? Daigo started playing it. You think Guilty Gear didn't exist before that? Guilty Gear X didn't exist before that? Guilty Gear XX, Street Fighter stuff worked in Guilty Gear XX. Of course, you could say Kai. Obviously, Kai is not a good character, but, Soul, some of the stuff that makes Soul effective in that game is Street Fighter stuff. Super Turbo is actually fun and addicting to play. Kai and Jam are actually my favorite characters to play, unironically. Yeah, like Kai's an easy character to understand, but he's not competitive though in Guilty Gear XX, right? Like I would say in Guilty Gear XX, Kai is the worst character in the game. Like I think Kai is rated the third worst character in the game, but I would say Kai is actually the worst character in the game because he has nothing that can make him win a match if he's losing. Even if you say that Angie and Zappa are worst on the tier list compared to Kai, at least Rao can hope for some good summons, or Angie can hope, or Zappa can hope for some good summons, get Rao, get a lucky hit, and he instantly wins. Angie, maybe he can do some unblockable shit, you know, and he had the unblockable super actually in that game as well with the FRC that basically instantly killed you even if you FDC'd or did like 75% of your life or whatever. Kai has absolutely nothing in Guilty Gear XX. He has nothing to help him win a match if he's losing. He's just not a good character in the game. And even even if you were trying to do some of Kai's bigger combos in the game, the opponent actually can recover and punish you. It's just he's a terrible character. Yeah, Kai. Kai doesn't. He has almost nothing in XX compared to other games. Only thing he has invisible lightsaber, and lightsaber you can do 4 times in a row, which builds like half meter. But I mean, it's not like, you know. It'd be nice if he still had the invisible lightsaber. If he had invisible lightsaber shit, that would be pretty cool. But yeah, so in Guilty Gear XX, if you do some of the quadruple lightsaber combos, you know, they are so heavy on the tech buffer that if you do a full air combo or something into that and then you try to do a combo, the guy will tech at the end of the combo, and it's theoretically possible, depending on what you do to end the combo, to then punish Kai. So it's not good. Ken is a good player. What are we talking about? Are we talking about Street Fighter 6 or Ken? What are we talking? I'm gonna get ready to end the stream here pretty soon, guys. So if you want to support the channel, but I'll show you some Korean barbecue real quick. But what's your opinion on X2? X2? What are you talking about? Guilty Gear XX? What are we talking about? Isn't that what we're talking about? Guilty Gear X2? XX? Right? Right. Okie dokie. We get some Korean barbecue. Does anyone want to pay for my Korean barbecue today? It's only $10. No, you don't want to support me? Fuck, you guys don't want to support me? Okay, I understand. So this is what I always do. You get the special lunch, and this is something that always come to these places if you can in the actual suburbs, because the suburbs have better deals. They have like all you can drink stuff, all you can eat rice, all that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna tell you it's great. Street Fighter 7. What? Let me go to your XX slash. Guilty Gear XX or X slash. Not particularly horny about it, I suppose. I've said before that Guilty Gear X or Guilty Gear XX slash, or no, just say Guilty Gear slash whatever. I think theoretically Johnny is the best character in that game, probably. Okay, so I'm gonna do a special lunch. Ooh, how much extra meat should we do? Look at that, I guess. Kimchi, of course. Spicy. Get some bibimbap. I think that's what I'll do. The meat is perfect. Peace, everyone. Do you have Korean barbecue? Oh, I'm not from Wisconsin. I think you're thinking about Nick. I'm not from Wisconsin. How'd the flight go this time? Oh, hey, thanks for the 13. Thank you for paying for my food, Pelican. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. The flight here was extremely packed, and yes, I was not feeling good, but thankfully I didn't end up in a wheelchair. So I didn't end up in a wheelchair, thank God, but yes, I was feeling unwell. Alright. Told you. Let's celebrate their first super on a live stream. Pelican, thank you very much. I'll show you the drink bar. Ugh. No, I'm not from Chicago. I'm from Michigan. Also, I hate it when they do with Bridget and Guilty Gear. Well, I still like Bridget. I just can't stand that Basket changed the character to what they did. Yeah, and I've said before that, you know, I feel like I've talked about it ad nauseum, right? I don't know if it's a situation. Love your fragrance reviews, by the way. Not even into the perfume, but the vibes are nice, and the scent vocab does something to my brain. Oh, I appreciate it. I'm not really a fragrance expert, but I suppose I know more than a regular person, I suppose.